Hey, this is Kevin from the Comics Crowd bringing you what's new in Kickstarter comics for January 15th through the 17th, 2025. It's another heavy launch day, at least by comparison with the barren wasteland of drops that was December. On the whole, Wednesday didn't bring the heat at the same level Tuesday did, but there are a few great projects along with a handful that almost made the cut. Of course, there are also some new campaigns that don't even bring the basic elements of a comic to the table, and these include Swamp Mysteries comic and another one called Blegh, B-L-E-G-H, Gatekeeper. We also find a pair of not safe for work titles that regress back to the porn cover mill mean, those being Rose Thorn No. 1, a mature graphic novel, and Night of the Vampiranas, great title, not so great comic. And then there are the projects which feature one or more elements that just don't quite measure up to the best of the day. Some of these might appeal to you, so I encourage you to take a look. Starting with Cinecrypt Horror Express. Okay. This one has a remarkably photorealistic art style and complete absence of art or story credits, and to me that raises suspicions of an undisclosed artificial intelligence art generation, but I can't be sure. Also in this category, there's Make 100 Astral Vengeance, the Red Label Edition, uncensored. The Dragonfly issues 1 through 5 from Las Vegas to the Moon Part 1. And Teddy Scares issues 1 and 2. That one's about zombie teddy bears. As for comics I like from Wednesday, start off with A Real Slobber Knocker number 1 through 2. A pro wrestling comic in the Make 100 category by James Ferguson Comics. Pro wrestling brought Brett and Jake together, now it will tear them apart. Brett and Jake started their professional wrestling journey in A Real Slobber Knocker number 1 as a tag team called the New Kicks. They came up through the independent circuit together, but tragedy struck just when they got their shot at the big leagues. I'm a little partial to wrestling comics, having run a wrestling brand for 5 years called Squared Circle Comics up through 2022. So this one appealed to me. It looks really good. Solid concept. Really nice execution on the art side. It has an initial funding goal of $2,000 with an end date of February 14th, estimated delivery in July. It's a 28-page comic with the lowest digital tier price of $8, lowest print tier price of $15. Terrific cover art and designs, really solid interior art, color, and composition. If you like pro wrestling, you like stories about pro wrestling, really give this one a look. And then there's a pretty remarkable project for a couple of reasons called The Big Lie by Fabrice Sapolsky. As he just enters public domain, the Belgian reporter embarks on her journey to the unknown. The Belgian reporter, referenced in the byline for The Big Lie, is the classic comics character from Europe called Tintin, who just entered the public domain, at least the first iteration of Tintin just entered the public domain as of January 1st in the United States. On creative hold since the death of its creator Herg in 1983, Tintin has been stuck in a loop, reliving his own adventures. But on January 1st, 2025, thanks to the laws of public domain, a door opened for him to enter a mysterious and dangerous world, ours. It's nice to see a thoughtful, respectful project addressing the public domain IP, as opposed to something that turns Tintin into a raging, murderous killer, or some sort of subject of a porn parody. The initial funding goal for The Big Lie is $1,999 with an end date of February 4th, estimated delivery in July. It's a 48-page comic with the lowest digital tier price of $15, the lowest print tier price of $20. Very modern cover art and design with some retro elements, paying homage to Tintin's past. Very clean black and white interior art and composition that pays due homage to this version of Tintin that is usable via public domain. As I understand it, they're actually only able to use the black and white version, since that's the version that's come into the public domain. Next up, Bathory by Leslie Taylor. Bathory was a mysterious and bloody noblewoman that bathed in the blood of women in hopes that it would keep her young. Delve into the world of historical fiction with Bathory, a horrific tale based on true events of Countess Elizabeth Bathory of Exeter. This is a mature reader's title due to sexual and violent content. This is not a porn comic. This is an actual historical fiction comic. It's a really unique type of project among those that we typically see on Kickstarter. Has an initial funding goal of $4,000, end date of February 9th, estimated delivery in August, so a little bit of a long turnaround. 64 pages, so nice beefy graphic novel, maybe a novella, depending on how you want to define that. Lowest digital tier price of $12, lowest print tier price of $20. Really eye-catching professional cover art and design, solid interior art, color, and composition, great looking book, fascinating topic, made for grown-ups. Keep that in mind. And lastly, for Wednesday, Circuit Seduction Revenge, issue 1 by Devil's Due Entertainment. So this is Josh Blaylock's outfit. In 2049, a billionaire CEO, not so secret criminal, finds himself hunted by his own hacked pleasure droid as the past returns to harm him. 25 years in the future, only the most elite and powerful are given the privilege of privacy. Nowhere is this truer than when it comes to their sexual proclivities, where multi-million-dollar pleasure droids provide anonymous services programmed to legally obscure their activities from the grid. It's not safe for work due to sexual content. Has an initial funding goal of $7,500, end date of February 5th, estimated delivery in May. Doesn't specify the number of pages, unfortunately, which is something we'd all like to know. Has the lowest digital tier price of $5, lowest print tier price of $10. Really killer, sexy cover art and design across several nude and clothed variants. I was really taken aback by the quality of the covers on this one. Really skillful use of color, just very eye-catching. Solid art, colors, and composition on the inside as well. As of Sunday morning, the number of live projects in the Kickstarter Comics category is soaring, now up to 174. A little travel and other obligations have me somewhat behind on coverage, but I'll get us caught up by tomorrow. The total of 17 drops between Thursday and Friday is hefty, but I have it all parsed out for you. There are the campaigns by inexperienced and first-time creators that just aren't at a level to be recommended, whether for reasons of insufficient evidence of a viable comic on the Kickstarter page, or of execution that's just not where it needs to be to get your pledge. These are Looking Over the Cliff, a dark fantasy, Fate's Ultimatum, Heroes Battle the Darkness of Evil for the Fate of the World, that's a real title that was written by someone, and Trifecta, issue number 1, Prologue to Creation. I'm pretty sure that's a misspelled title by the creator. It should be Trifecta. Got to be a little more careful spelling your project titles, folks. So far in January, there seems to be a reduced number of Not Safe for Work launches, at least proportionally compared with December, which is unexpected given the overall dearth of Kickstarter Comics campaigns last month. The 3 Not Safe for Work projects launched between Thursday and Friday each offer more than typical in the way of story info and interior art samples, but none really move the quality meter enough to be recommended. Your opinion may vary, so check them out. There's Fallen Leaves number 4, Luxura, Cave Woman, and Primal Jungle Boogie Volume 1, and LOL Not Safe for Work Arts, Evelyn comic number 1 with 100 plus Not Safe for Work artworks. This one obviously makes use of AI generated covers, but makes no disclosure, and Kickstarter again looks the other way. These next projects, one of them pretty high profile, just don't provide enough information or imagery to deserve our confidence in what is being produced. Tread carefully with pledges here. There's She, this is the high profile one I was referencing. She, Gatecrasher, Kickstarter exclusive. No interior art samples at all. Lots of covers, lots of images of characters that may be in the book. This is a crossover book with Billy Tucci's character She. But there's no sign of interior artwork or sequential art on this Kickstarter page. Then there's Bridges comic book issue number 1. Really great cover on this book, but no interior art samples at all. We've got Saloon number 1, a Western. The cover images are really too small to see, and the interior art samples that are provided are also small, but generally weak. There's a really interesting biography about Muhammad Ali, the greatest comics biography of all time. This campaign just doesn't even offer up a cover image. And all of those things point to doubt on my part as to whether a campaign's actually going to be finished. If you don't have a cover by the time you launch a Kickstarter, I question your commitment to getting the campaign done. There are also some comics projects that provide solid evidence of all the requisite elements of a viable comic, but they just don't pass the eye test for quality, according to my taste at least. Your taste may be more compatible, so give these two a glance. There's Extinction Saga number 2, The Core, and Devil Girl number 1, Sorrow, a not safe for work supernatural revenge horror for 18 and up. And then we have a few comics I like. There were 3 that made the cut from Thursday and Friday, starting with Lunation numbers 1 and 2 by Joel's Art Entertainment. Dion is back. Lunation will be an 8-issue action-adventure horror story that will take readers on an epic journey. In a world where Satan's spawn are a part of everyday life, Dion Reed has always felt compelled to help others. Dion avoids sleep and in the light of the moon develops technology to help fight the evil that now roams our world. In my opinion, this is the best looking book of the bunch. Just really terrific looking art and covers. Initial funding goal of $1,500, end date of February 15th, estimated delivery in March. The number of pages is not specified. That's a problem. Lowest digital tier price is $5. Lowest print tier price is $12. Sharp cover art and design, awesome stylized interior art, color, and composition. I think if you look at this book, just the look of it, the quality of the art on the pages and the covers will probably convince you to take a chance and give it a pledge. Next, we've got Sinister Support Services by Mike Wheeler. Who keeps the wheels of evil turning? Your everyday tech support workers at Sinister Support Services. That's who. In a world where even supervillains need tech support, meet Chad, a jaded IT professional at Sinister Support Services, who's about to level up from fixing freeze rays to debugging doomsday devices. This is a fun, alternative, behind-the-scenes take on the world of supervillains and superheroes, with a hilarious motivational poster gimmick I recommend checking out when you look at their Kickstarter page. Has an initial funding goal of $500, the end date of February 6th, estimated delivery in March. Doesn't specify the number of pages. It seems like an epidemic of poor choices about page numbering in Kickstarter campaign pages. Lowest digital tier price is $5. Lowest print tier price is $10. Really on-point cover art and design here. Nice to look at. Clean and impressive interior art, color, and composition. This is a high-quality book. And lastly, for Thursday and Friday, Durruti, Shadow of the People number 1 through 3 by Autonomous Collective. That's Durruti spelled Durruti. The true story of the life and death of anarchist Buenaventura Durruti, as told by Ringo Award-nominated comic creator Brenton Lingle. What if Braveheart was a bit more like V for Vendetta and set during the Spanish Civil War? What if the story revolved around the ultimate working-class hero, a modern-day Robin Hood with the future in his heart and a gun in every pocket? Initial funding goal is $6,000, end date of February 15th. Long-term delivery date of December of 2025. That's a little suspect to me that it should take that long to complete a 30-page comic after the Kickstarter is completed, but that's what we have. Still looks like a great project, so you can make a judgment based on your own faith in whether this book will get done. Lowest digital tier price of $5, lowest print tier price of $10. Really solid cover art design. Photorealistic detailed interior art, color, and composition, and catch-up rewards tiers are available. There you have it. Kickstarter is getting pregnant with a glut of comics campaigns again, and the reality is, so far in 2025, that half or less of them on average feature projects you can trust with regard to quality and dependability. That is, if you are looking for real comics with real sequential art and real stories. To keep up with daily launches in the Kickstarter comics category, join me, writer and self-publisher Kevin Laporte, on Substack at thecomicscrowd.substack.com. Subscribe for free and enjoy routine analysis of every single comics campaign that drops on Kickstarter. Paid subscribers gain early access to daily podcasts that review daily launches.